fuck was that?
Welcome to What the Fuck Did I Dream Last Night? I am Jaynee.
And I am Jess. Hello.
Look, she's back, guys. I wasn't lying last week.
Who's that girl? It's Jess.
Oh,
If you don't know what that means, you have to listen to our Dreamcast episode 2.
that comes out on Friday.
Yeah. So if you're like, what is that? Just listen on Friday.
in 2 days. That'll make sense.
Or Google it like a normal person. Either way, it's fine.
But it'll make more sense.
I'm just letting y'all know I don't own the copyright to that little song I just sang. There you go.
No.
Lawyers all around.
Lawyers, calm down. Calm down. So I missed you last week.
Yeah, so I loved the couple episode though. I was cracking up. I hope y'all liked it. How was it?
We had a lot of fun doing it, and Trevor was so nervous.
Oh,
but like he did so good, and because he is like I basically broke him out of the shell when we first started dating.
Oh yeah.
Like at first, I was like, if he does not come out of his shell, like this is not going to work out because I'm way too outgoing for this.
I mean, the first time I met him, I'm like, here's us.
right.
Take it.
Yup.
Luckily, he took it.
He took it. He put a ring on it. What up, Beyonce? Sorry, check that in real quick.
No, great. But, your reference, that's fine.
But Trevor, he really enjoyed doing it. And he asked me, he's like, so were people talking about our podcast?
No, he's so cute.
Yeah, so thank you, Trevor.
Trevor did awesome. I have a great sub-in now for when my life's in shambles. Sorry, guys. It was a brutal week for me.
Maybe next time I'll take a Cam on with me.
What? Oh, that would be awesome, actually.
Like me and Cam. Me and Cam. I feel like, honestly, guys, it would probably just be like us bickering 24/7.
No, it would be phenomenal. I'm actually really stoked for this. He doesn't dream a lot, though, so I have to make sure. I have to tell him, like, record a dream at some point.
Well, I have 2 dreams on deck that take place in his childhood home.
Ooh. All right. Well, I'll have him. I'll tell him to start paying attention. I'll just start him on Chantex again for a little bit. He had great dreams when he took Chantex. Some good and mostly bad, so we stopped that.
Yeah.
But regardless, it would be a funny episode.
So next. Well, I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to rush you, but I had to look this up real quick on Twitter. I wanted to bring something up, and I gotta look at our notifications. Okay, here we are. So, there is someone, and I don't like to use like he or she pronouns because I always get so nervous I'm gonna screw it up. They. There is somebody on Twitter that, first off, they retweeted about like our about my dream being about the babies and washer and dryer thing, and then someone else, they tweeted at someone else to interpret it, and they like sent this real long thing. So find us on Twitter and you guys can find that. But they're from France, I believe, and they listen to us. And
thanks, guys.
They also listened to our childhood dream one and sent me a little paperclip meme and said on it, it was like, hello, I'm here to annoy you. I messaged back and I was like, or haunt my childhood non-dreams. Apparently I was just haunted by that.
I love that.
Thank you. Their handle on Twitter is, and I'm just going to spell it out for you guys, is at RUDIVANDDIJK, because I am going to butcher that name, so I'm just going to put it out there. They're fantastic, though. I interact with them on Twitter all the time. So they tweeted at us the other day saying that there was a couple, like, they dreamed of, like, snippets. And one of them was that they dreamed that they read a street sign.
Oh, that's right.
So I was really, 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 really curious about how this played into reading in dreams. Mm-hmm. So hey, do you think a street sign is different than actually reading in dreams? Because I feel like
I
that's
do.
kind of like numbers.
Yeah, I feel like that's imagery and it's not reading, and I'll tell you why later today
Okay,
on this
so
episode.
this tweet was from today, and I asked them, I was like, do you recall what the sign said? And I'm going to spell out the street name again because
Ooh.
I'm sorry guys, I can't speak these other languages, so I'd rather just spell it. And it said Zoutmankade. It seemed like a Dutch street name. I looked it up, but it doesn't exist anywhere.
Hmm.
I haven't looked it up, but I might look into more of that.
So I just looked that up, and I mean, it was a quick search on Google, mind you, so we can, look more into this. There is no. I'm just gonna butcher this. Zoutmankade. I don't know. Um,
Now that I'm looking at it more, like
never
I'm
said
staring
that.
at this tweet, I just keep thinking Zoot Riot. No, it's nothing like that. But sorry, guys, I just gotta enter into my thoughts.
My husband just made a beer delivery. Bless his soul. Thank you.
Oh man, I totally need to go refill
We're doing a
before I start my drink.
double episode tonight, guys. So sorry. So, they did not have. Google did not reveal anything that was Zoutmankade, whatever. But there is
Shoot Riot. Riot.
replace replace the Z with an H, and that was a thing.
Oh.
It is a province in North Holland, and she felt it looked Dutch, right?
Yeah, so I have this tweet
So
open
she
right
like
now.
needs to go there right now.
I think it's a he.
They. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. They. Um, it's a province in North Holland, in Amsterdam, which I was about to go to last year.
I want to go there. Corona,
Oh my
we can
God.
go anywhere as Americans now.
Which is hilarious because, guys, okay, so when you say like I'm visiting Amsterdam, right, you think of like one of the pot smoking capitals of the world. I don't smoke pot. I don't like it, even if I could with I don't. I just really want to go to Amsterdam.
I agree. No.
Because that's what like you think when people are like, "Oh, I'm going to Amsterdam." You're like, "All right, stoner."
Oh
You're
my
like,
gosh, I always
"Okay."
wanted to move to Colorado, and they were like,
No,
"Oh, because you want to smoke weed," and I
right?
was
Like,
like,
no, I have no like I can't. It doesn't
"That
suit me. I wouldn't do it, but I just want to go there really bad.
I
Yeah.
have smoked weed." It just no, I don't like it. Like, just give
And, I,
me my
and
alcohol.
it does not mean I'm against it. I just me personally, but it's
Oh gosh,
funny because
I could care less. I think it should be totally legal everywhere
it's not
because
it's not funny though because I'm like, oh, I want to go to Amsterdam, but just so y'all know, it's not why I want to go. I just think it's a cool place, the great history. So you need to visit there. Um, and if I beat you there, I will let you know. Great Twitter
uh,
friend of ours.
Twitter friend, I'm currently twittering you back.
I think it's tweeting. You have to get hip with the lingo, Jaynee. Come on.
You need to get hip and like get on Twitter. So fucking,
Guys, I cannot. It gives me great anxiety. Social media in general.
I actually love Twitter, guys. I
I
have no clue
know.
what I'm doing, but I love it so much. Actually, Twitter, Hayden, you would probably love it so much more. I feel like I have to say, uh, in our Dream Mail episode that releases on Friday, you guys are gonna hear totally like I just mute myself while I just devour some Mexican fried ice cream.
Oh yeah, for sure. So like, wait. So yeah. So if you don't listen to our Dreamcast, I guess this comes out first.
Hmm.
Yeah. Jaynee is resisting fresh Mexican takeout during this entire episode because we do the Dreamcast before this.
Yeah,
She's
but I told,
resisting delicious Mexican food and
but
deep
he
fried ice
does.
cream. Oh, she ate the deep fried ice cream already because you kind of have to. You can't really let that sit. Cool. All right, so what's your
Anyways,
dream?
all right. Sorry, guys. Here we are. All right, so I'm at my house that I currently live in my dream, and my husband and I were sitting by a fire near our side porch. And we were there, we were cuddled up under blankets and enjoying the fire, relaxing. It was just about dusk outside. And I recall like walking, like leaving him by the fire and walking around to my front porch and like checking on my daughter, like the door was open. And um my daughter was inside in the living room and she had all the cushions off the couch and she was running around and playing and watching TV. And for like some reason this brought up like a really really vivid like memory of my childhood
Mm-hmm.
at the house that I had the scarecrow and water heater dream
Mm-hmm.
at. Like I don't know if this is true, so mom and dad, let me know if this is like an actual memory or if I just made this up. But I also feel like mom and dad, you probably might not remember this. I feel like children's memories are different than like parent memories, so it could have definitely happened. But I recall like taking our cushions off the couch and playing like The Floor is Lava while watching like Nickelodeon, like the Nickelodeon Legend of Doom or Temple of, what's that? Damn it. We talked
I
about it.
think Temple of Doom or no,
Yeah.
it's no, it was
No. One of them is a um Temple of Doom is a Legends of the Hidden
it,
Temple.
yes, good for you.
The other one is an Indiana Jones movie.
Terrier, one of our faithful listeners, you can correct us on this after you listen and putting a dagger in your eye.
She'll be like,
Love you.
"You sucked again." Just
Mm-hmm.
kidding. She loves us. But like that brought up like a vivid memory of that. So I feel like that's why I imagine Molly doing that, because she's 18 months and I wouldn't just let her like chilling in my living room by herself for that long. Like, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Yeah.
Um, so she's a little bit older in my dream. Um, so back outside, I'm sitting with my husband, like underwear, blankets, and stuff, and he goes to kiss me. And when he does, we hear like this plastic like cracking,
Mm-hmm.
and we look up, and our camper is drifting like fast down the road. So our road in our dream was on a hill, and our
Hmm.
camper is parked on it. So my house sits on a hill. Like my backyard is a steep hill, and we have like our pool and stuff out there. But like my actual road in front of my house is flat, and we do have like a one like car driveway, and that's where we park our camper in the summer. In the winter, we park at our in law's house. But like in this dream, it was on a hill, and we parked it on the road. So we see that happening. So it broke through like the plastic blocks that we had on it, like the like you know how you put like things on the wheels so
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't drift. Like we use plastic ones
Like a
for,
brick behind a wheel.
yeah, like we use like our plastic ones on our flat driveway just to like secure it. Um, and then we're camping, we use like stiffer ones because it's not like always flat. Um, So it broke through the plastic blocks that we had it on, and we just stood there watching it go. Because, like, honestly, like, what the fuck are we supposed to do at this point? Like, we
Mm-hmm.
can't just, like, jump out in front of it and be like, let's stop this thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just a little pop up camper, and we probably could have, but no. You're too much in shock, I feel like, even in real life, to be like, nope, we're just going to watch this.
Mm-hmm.
So it ends up like 3 streets below us. And it legit had to make like turns and everything to get down there. Because I just said, like, my house is on a hill and it was like 3 blocks below us. So it had to make like all these turns. Um, and we were like, oh my gosh, we're so lucky it didn't have any cars, though, which is impossible because we live in town. and
Mhm.
everyone parks on the road. Like, even if you have a driveway, like, there's still, like, some car parked on the road when you have company or something. So Trevor called his friend Eric, who is my second husband, I always call him. Um, Hi, Eric. I finally sent you the link to listen to our podcast, so you might get here. Um, and he comes camping with us all the time too. We just booked a camping trip with him uh, for August. But anyways, so Trevor calls Eric to come help, which is what we always do when we need help. We call Eric
Mhm.
um, to help us retrieve the camper, and he gets to our place and is like, "See, that is why they're going to start banning parking campers on the road because they just keep running away. You're lucky you guys didn't get caught." And I
Ooh.
took this as we would have got like fined or got in trouble if other people would have noticed that our camper, like, they it went away.
Mhm.
Then they just went off to get the camper.
Hmm.
Short, sweet dream ish.
So what do you make of this?
All right. So, are we ready? Are we ready?
Mhm.
I took the main like thing that really really like hung on into my mind
Mhm.
with the dream, and I looked up some campfire dreams. So, they can mean that you are trying to remain upbeat or positive in your awake life.
Mhm.
You're trying to keep your spirits high. You may be ignoring your problems or telling yourself that the future will be better. And I literally put in quotation marks in all capital letters with 2 exclamation points is saying, I feel attacked.
Hmm.
Because that is me.
Like feeling attacked, you mean?
No, 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 no. The I feel attacked is just like a joke
Mhm.
because I always try so hard to be upbeat and positive,
Oh yeah.
and I try to keep my spirits high, and I try to do all of this stuff. So then I definitely always feel like I ignore my problems and like sweep them under the rug because I'm like, oh, the future will be better. Oh, the future will be better. But that doesn't work all the time. Like, you got to make changes for the future to be better.
Mhm.
So that's why I was
Completely,
like,
yeah.
I feel attacked.
Mhm.
um, I just felt like, so when I first looked that up, I was like dreaming about a campfire. I was like, I'm not gonna find anything of this, but I wanted to look it up because I personally dream a lot about camping and a campfire. So that's like that right there really hit hard on me because that literally describes me.
Mhm.
Um, so that's why I put that I feel attacked, but
Yeah.
I don't really feel attacked. Like,
Well, and it's like we've said, the best like we've said that we aren't experts in this, but
no,
the more we do this, the best interpreters of your dreams, like we don't just like read one thing and give it. Like I usually read like five different interpretations, and then
yes,
and
oh,
the thing is, I do try to remain objective, so I don't. I found that at one point I was choosing the one that I liked the most,
uh huh.
but now I'm trying to be more objective to choose the one. Sometimes I'll throw in a BS one because I'm cynical. That is not
So
applicable, but the more I read them, the more I realize like you have to be your own advocate and like decide how it applies to you.
yes, and I am so excited that you said this because when I looked up campfire dreams, and I'll state my where I looked them up here later on after I'm done with it all, where I
Mhm.
looked at it, and they had all of these ones, and like there are so many different ones. Like, if you dream of kindling a fire, if you dream of food being cooked on a campfire, um, if you dream blah 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 blah, like there's just so many different things, and I truly now I know I'm more of a believer than you are, and not in a bad way, not in a bad way, but I am also more of a spiritual
But
believer in things.
believer in dreams, you mean?
Yes.
Like in dream interpretation. right?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I meant. Yeah. I'm not saying you're not a believer in like God and everything.
Okay,
That
for
was
the record, I'm a full force Christian, guys.
no, no. I'm sorry.
I do
That's
I do
not.
not deny my faith.
That is not what I meant. But ooh, wait. Can we side note something real quick though? Because I joined a bunch of like dream interpretations on on Facebook groups.
Mhm.
And I don't comment on anything, and I don't put any of my dreams on there. I just kind of went to like feel out some things, and one of
Huh?
them was a very very like Christian group, and
Right.
it takes me a lot to leave a group. And I joined it for 48 hours and I left it.
Why?
There were just some way too much too many people like reaching out about what this dream could mean, and they would only literally take it into like Christian meaning, what's God saying and the devil is saying something. And I was like, whoa,
No.
no.
That's what
Dream
you have to do your research. There's different theories, and I think there's validity in every theory. I
for
think
sure.
you
Because I
have
am also
to I think that's where you have to be honest with yourself and be objective in things and realize how does this apply to my life? And if you
yeah,
don't know, then you have to pray about it or go to therapy.
facts,
And
facts.
pray
And
in a
I
healthy way.
am
Again, I'm a full force Christian and the good Lord has got me through a lot of dark times in my life. Like
and
I do not object signs from God. I think they're a very real thing, but you also have to be like realist about it.
hands down, if you saw all my reactions, I agree 110% because
Yeah.
I think there's science and there's God and there's
Yeah.
guys,
Like
just calm the fuck
I
down.
would
And I had to like leave that group because I was like, I'm going to get angry.
yeah, some people turn into a toxic environment, and that's just not the
But
way
and guys,
to
that's
be.
the other thing I brought this up too because like you can find something in your liking and just be like, whoa, this is not the
Yeah.
right place for me. Exit. But anyways, back to campfire things. I did want to bring that up because I
Mhm.
thought that you would also like, yeah. So if you,
Yeah.
I'm, I'm
I think
scanning
that
some
was a
Facebook groups.
good
If you want me to add you onto them,
I think that was
don't
a
go.
good, like, detail-oriented dream that's very applicable to your life.
So and I because this is great that you just brought up that like you have to look on to like your own type of like what your dream means to yourself.
Yeah.
You can't read everything on. So I feel like the past couple episodes I've definitely just related like basically what my dream meant to me.
Mhm.
So this time I want to add a couple other facts that they could mean.
Okay.
But at first I'm going to tell you some more things about my dream thing, but um so we'll go more about a campfire. And I literally just took campfire in this one because I dreamed so much about a campfire. If a married person kindles the bonfire with a partner, this is a sign of possible cheating in marriage. Um, Hayne did not like that one.
Did not.
But that's fine. That's fine. But that was my point before I went into these ones. But the next one is, but if you are just sitting next to the bonfire and enjoy it with a spouse or loved one, it pretends a long and happy life together. And that is
Aw.
what basically me and Trevor were doing. And that made my heart so happy when I read that.
Oh.
Um so that like second one is definitely the one that I took from this dream.
Yeah.
So then I'm gonna go into a couple other campfire facts though. And this one, hey, you're gonna love this. So, JK, you're not, but I'm in. Um, Seeing people's faces in a fire means these people need help, and this has nothing to do with my dream.
This has
But I
everything to do with Harry Potter. Whoever's a Harry Potter fan. Oh my god, Sirius Black. Ah! Tara, when you listen to this. Ah!
oh shit, I have a paragraph after this one, but man,
Keep going. I'm so excited.
okay. Man, I thought you were gonna hate this, but now I'm ready to read it to you.
I'm just channeling my inner Harry, so it's fine.
That's fine. Channel it all. But I wanted to bring this up because my old neighbor, when I lived out in Wilkes-Barre, she was very into Native American culture. And she was definitely part Native American in some kind of tribe or something. And I apologize, I'm going to sound so ignorant on this topic because I am ignorant on this topic, but I'm just going
Like,
from
you're
what my neighbor.
acknowledging. I think that's okay.
Yeah, like I'm just saying like what she has told me here and there. Um so I lived out in Wilkes-Barre and she told me all like these kind of things and like normally when she told me all this too, we were sitting around a campfire drinking beer. So I
Hmm.
also felt like I could tie it into this.
Yeah.
In the so this is one of them. She told me that our property was very Native American lived. It was almost like haunted in a way, she felt. And her ex-husband would show up in her dreams. And like he would show up either like in a fire, like she would see his face show up in a fire, or like also in real life she would see him as like a ghost in his war makeup
Hmm.
or in his war makeup in a dream. So I just thought that was like interesting.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
it definitely like ties into something. So I'd love to hear some more like things like that. And she told me like when we were out there, like my house where it was, like
Hmm.
that like driveway across. And she told me this because she was like, if you ever feel a dream or see something like that, please let me know because I will know how to pray in their way and acknowledge it in their way to help
Hmm.
him
All
as
right.
like a spirit, I would say.
Huh. Okay.
Very interested in that. I do not know basically what the hell I just all told you guys, but like it intrigued me so much.
Well, yeah, I think dreaming in American Native culture is like very significant.
Yes.
Um, and I think it's not some. I mean, you can call it ignorance, but it's like any other culture or religion, if you will. Like you just if you
Yes.
haven't been exposed to it, and then you have to do research on it. So I think that's something the
I
more we do
just
this, because I make a lot of references to Christianity and the Bible through my dream interpretation, because that's what I was raised with. And that's what I believe in. But I've also through my interpretation, I like to acknowledge like Greek mythology. I think
yes.
I've made a couple references to Native American culture, but like I'm by no means like a pro at it, but I have a lot of respect for it. And I think it's something definitely worth looking into.
No, I definitely agree,
And
and
I'd
that's
like
why like
to like reference find some more references to that. And if anybody listening like know if that you are one with that culture or if you know like of a good reference for us to acknowledge, like please let us know because I think that would be
oh my
great.
gosh, or personal stories with that. I would love to know. Um I'm very curious about that. And I just felt like this was such a random story and it kind of ties into because I love like ghost stories too. I just feel like it all tied into like my dream things. Um, but before we go to you, I just wanted to add three other little campfire facts. And these are just some random ones, and I'm going to tell you about our dreams.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. So other campfire facts. If you see a campfire, it could also mean you are in the need of companionship, uh, the desire to open up more to people, or to be close to people. And I felt like that was another big one right now, like during like everything that's going on in the world.
Yeah, for sure.
Doesn't exactly mean that's why you
But I
dreamt
mean,
it.
it's yeah, it's definitely
There's a shit
applicable.
ton of other ones going on. So these I got these ones from guys dreambean.com, globe-views.com, and dreams.metroeve.com is where I got all of my information tonight.
Well, lovely.
That was like,
All right.
so I texted Hayne and I was like, I have a dream that I didn't even think was going to be a big dream, but then it literally like led
Yeah.
into so
Those
much
are mine
more.
a lot. My dreams are usually pretty quick, but the ones I choose to talk about are they're short dreams, but they're like detail oriented. So
Yeah.
I have actually two dreams and I started writing them out and they're actually a lot more detail oriented than I anticipated. So these were two dreams in one night. I had one dream that was a very good, like one night that was a very good night of sleep, guys. Um I had
Hmm.
several dreams. I'm going to pick out two of them from that night. I think like telling two dreams from the same night, even if they're not related, because I think it's interesting to see like where my mind was at from that day.
Oh no, I agree with
And
that.
these are very different, but I had them the same night. So here we go. So I had a dream that I need to get my hair done. And it was you, Jaynee, and Megan, and there's a third girl, and I don't know who it was. I can't remember who
Was that
went
your
to.
hairdresser?
No, you guys went to get your hair done by my stylist and came back,
Oh,
and you guys were looking fly. Your hair was looking good. Like it was like great work, like my stylist usually does. Who I've not seen like 9 months
damn
because
girl, can you help
of.
me?
Oh my God, she's amazing, Allie. Shout out to Allie, I love her. I
Allie, I
haven't.
want to go purple again.
Oh my God, she's great. Oh, yeah. So anyway, I haven't seen her like 9 months, and I'm like feeling it.
Hmm.
So I need to go see her. So that's where this stemmed from. So you guys came back, and you guys were looking fly. Like, oh my God, your hair looks so good. And I was like,
Thanks.
okay, I need to go
I
see
just cut
Allie. Okay,
4 inches off my hair, so.
your color, she's so good in color. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna call her. So I messaged her like I usually do, and it was like, okay, we'll get you in tomorrow. I was like, oh, that's weird. Like, okay, so quick. So I go to the salon, and there was like five people behind the desk, and she wasn't there, and it was this woman in like an apprentice essentially. And I was like, okay, mind you, my normal stylist just like took over. She recently started her own salon with her fiance. So she
Hmm.
has like different stylists there. And I know she wouldn't hire a stylist that like wasn't good. So I, in my dream, I was like, okay, like maybe it's like one of her stylists. Like I totally trust her. So I was like, okay.
For the,
So in my dream, I'm like, okay, well, this is Allie's
I'm sorry,
salon. Like, this is my girl's
yell at me.
salon. Like, these are her. And that's how I would feel like, say I wanted to start, like, I was like, listen, I need an appointment, like, in the next, like, month. And if she's not available, I've been her style, her customer for a while. So she'd probably work me in. But if not, I'd be like, I trust any stylist that you would hire because, like, that's how you are and you're that
Yes.
good. Like, you're not going to let, somebody,
Mhm.
like, you're going to see someone's work or you're going to train them to know what they're doing. So
Yes.
in my
Or you're gonna
dream,
come over and check on their work.
so that's
Yeah.
exactly how was my dream. Mind you, I'm a physician assistant. So like I get all the time people are like blah blah blah. So like I'm all for people learning and like training
Hmm.
on the job, okay? So I was like, even in my freaking dream, I'm like, okay, like I have no idea who any of these people are. I don't see my stylist, but fine, whatever. Um, so they start cutting my hair and they're like, okay, you have to come back tomorrow for your color. I was like, you didn't say that when you messaged me, and where's my stylist? Like, you didn't even say I was going to be with her. And I was like, I work full time. Like, I can't afford to come here like 2 days in a row. Like usually she
Yeah.
does my hair like all at once. That's like what we do. And they're like, well, like that's what has to be done. And I got really uncomfortable because there's like five or six people all there. Half of them were like guys. I didn't know any of them. I was like, this is really weird compared to like
Mhm.
I'm used to going to the same place for 3 years. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So the girl doing my hair and the assistant, like, were talking back and forth. Like, neither one of them knew what they were doing. Like, they were like trying to decide. They gave me bangs. I was all brown. They cut my hair like really short. I was like, this is weird, but okay. I was like, hey, listen, like, thank you. Like, I like my haircut. I think I'm going to stay with Allie though for my color. If I can just like schedule, it's okay whenever. They're like, that was an $8 haircut you just got. So you need to get your color. Like that's all you're paying. I was like, no, 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 like I'll tip you, that's fine. I was like pulling cash. Like I had like a 20 to like give them just to feel like I had to get out safely. Like I was like, oh my God, this is like really uncomfortable. I should have just went with it, not showed up. I don't know what I was doing, but I was like, well, okay, fine. Like, if you don't do my color, kind of see your portfolio. Like, just let me see like some
Oh, look at you.
like I just don't like want really like chunky blonde highlights because in my head I was like you all have. I'm not saying this as a prude, so but mind you, my dream I was still willing to like tip the girls
I'm sorry.
generously for what they were doing. Okay, this is a dream, mind you guys. Okay, so, but I was like, well, just let me see your work. Like, I'll give you a chance. Like, that's fine. They had no portfolio, nothing, no work to show me. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, okay, like, thank you so much. I will call you, but like, here's your, I was like throwing 20s at them. I just wanted to leave. Okay. So I managed to leave with my bangs and atrocious haircut. And they managed to cut off like any blonde that was remaining after 9 months of quarantine or whatever. So I'm going out to my parking lot. And guys, don't you know I'm getting shot at again? So if you listen to me in the last episode or two, I was getting shot at in a freaking parking lot. I'm getting shot at again. And it was like it seemed like a gang or somebody coming after the people in the salon. I just like happened to dodge them because they were like real shady. It was a weird situation. I don't know. So I managed to get in my car without getting shot at, and I ran away. Okay, and I was fine. And then dream moved on. Okay, so this is my second dream that I'm getting freaking shot at in a parking lot. Okay, and I am like an NRA raised woman. I know how to shoot a gun, like concealed weapon permit. Like I don't have a strong fear of guns, guys. Say what you will, I respect the gun. I was raised to respect the gun. I respect how much damage they can do to people.
Hey,
And
you're
I think,
raised better
okay,
than
so I'm not
you
trying
were
to get
definitely
political.
raised. No, I agree because you were raised definitely around guns.
Yes,
I just want
that's
to
what
throw it
I'm
to
getting
you.
at. So,
Go ahead.
um, so I decided to look into dreams with shooting. So,
Mhm.
so there's kind of two ways. I'm just gonna, for the sake of time, just talk about what applies to me. Um, so to dream that you are, there's a couple ways you can either dream of, interpret being shot at someone else or be interpret being shot with bullets. So I'm going to do that because that seems to be the consistent thing. Like I'm not shooting people in my dream.
Yeah,
So to be shot with bullets symbolizes people or situations with the power to control your decisions and feelings. Decisions other people have made that embarrassed you. So it's basically like a sense of being like, not having control and like being kind of victim to
gotcha.
others' actions, which unfortunately is applicable in my life. I also looked up guns real quick. So to dream of a gun represents a serious decision with canceling power. Um, it kind of represents a choice to stop or ruin something with a single action. Um, so I mean, it goes on and on. You know, me and the cynic, you can really use the way to interpret a gun in any way
we
you want
love
to.
you and your cynicness. Don't
Um,
worry. We all love
so
you so much.
um, So it kind of a lot of it's just kind of like in this interpretation, this is dreambible.com, one of actually my favorite dream interpretations, both of those
Yeah,
were. Dreams represent a dangerous choice with powerful consequences. That's kind of like the gist of it. Like it's, a big decision. So
mhm.
those are kind of two. Being shot out with bullets is, one way to look at it, like kind of like being victim to
Yeah,
there are other people in your life that you can't really help. Whereas other ways, like if it's you holding a gun or like a gun in your dream, it's having the power of a rash decision in one moment. So, which makes sense. So that
for
was
sure.
that
Definitely
dream.
does.
So I'm gonna transition then into another dream I had that same night, which is very different.
Okay.
But I was
Um, can I just say I have two stories or two stories. Guys, we literally don't make these up. Two dreams that about guns that I was thinking that I want to share, but I was worried about like sharing them. So I appreciate your like strength of like letting you know because they're both of my dreams I'm
well,
getting
that's what
shot at.
I mean.
So
That's
I
why I share it
appreciate
just
it.
to tell you guys. Like if the more you listen to us, you'll learn. Like I am very gray area. I am very libertarian in the fact that like independent party. Like I respect everybody. I really do. I know it's a cliche, but like I am not right, left, black, white, pro-choice, not pro-choice. Like the real thing about our life is that like there's no right or left. There's everything is gray area. Okay.
I like that.
That's why I am very
I agree. I
confident. I
agree.
think the moment our country does away with parties, it will be a lot better country that we live in. And I don't know
Will
if that
we
will
ever
ever
do it though?
happen. Yeah, right. So
Oh,
that's why I
let's just
quote have the
pause there.
strength.
We're gonna pause and go into your second dream because
Yeah. But
gray area.
my point to that is that I just want people to know like what I just shared is not a strong opinion either way, and I appreciate if you've been a victim of or if you're pro
Yeah, for
choice and if,
sure.
I just that was just something that I dreamed about
Yeah, and
and
like,
and I just think it goes to show the gray area because I'm a woman that's comfortable with weapons, but I dream about being victim to it. So I think it's just
yes,
shows that it's a very versatile thing and it's not one way or the other.
and
So
I actually
thank you for
greatly,
bringing that up.
I greatly appreciate you bringing it up first because I have two dreams and actually three, but the third one has more context to it. But two of them I was going to do in like
What's
a,
crazy to me is I didn't think twice about bringing it up. That's how innocent I feel about it all. Because I know it's I don't even think about it being political, and I know it is, and I'm privileged that I don't think about it being political,
no, 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 no.
but it
I
is.
don't think about it being like political. I think I feel ashamed, not ashamed. It
Yeah,
actually like hurts my heart that you feel like you dreaming being shot at is like normal. And that is the problem.
yeah,
Like you woke up and
I
like, oh,
can
I
see
got
that.
shot at. That's how I definitely feel.
Yeah,
That you
I
dreamt
see
that and
that.
you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I felt no shame bringing that up. Not, no,
But
I'm not
I
trying
think
to
I
like,
felt that though because I don't. I think if I had an intrinsic fear of guns, I would have been a lot more concerned. But I
okay, that makes
don't.
sense. That makes sense.
The same with the
100%.
girl that her
So,
husband was shot at, like held up at gunpoint. So like, I should.
yes.
I do. I think it's an intrinsic respect for guns.
And that really did happen,
I'm
guys.
glad
Like her
you.
husband
Yeah, that
definitely.
was a real thing, and he's fine. He's totally fine. But mentally and physically. But I'm glad you brought that up because not everybody would feel that way. So I think that's a trigger that we should probably put to disclose at the start of our episode, just in the paragraph,
Yeah,
and
it
yeah.
just
But I do
I'm
have a
sorry. I just felt like I'm okay with making this a long
my,
episode because
my next trigger is ghosts. So if you're have a deep fear of
let's go. I'm ready.
and
Let's
why?
do it.
So this one is like one of the like for real one of the most interesting dreams I've ever had. I was like really stoked to share this dream. So
Mhm.
so the same night, this is a great night of dreaming for me. I had like 10 dreams I could have talked about. It was awesome. And I remembered all of them when I woke up. So the same night I had a dream. I was looking for places to my mom to stay because she wants to move where I live. So there was an older man in my dream that was I just like came across. I was like walking down a road, and I work with older people a lot in my job. So like I have a lot of dreams just about older people, and I love them dearly. So he was saying
I
that
love them too.
he was
Sorry.
saying that he wants to move somewhere else. Like he's sick of being where he's at in this like assisted living center. And his son was like, what do you mean? This is a great place. Like look at it. There's so much history there. And it was this place that was off of there was like a long pier, okay, like
Like
kind
on
of
the
like a
beach.
dock that we down here call the marsh walk, and it's a long
Gotcha.
almost boardwalk right off the marsh. And that's like what we were
Gotcha.
walking on. And there was like a dock jutting off of it that had this like what looked like a tent, but it was like a canopy type roof, surrounded
Mhm.
by I guess walls. And it had like, and this is where the reading, we've talked about how you can actually read paragraphs in dreams, like actually read a book or like
Yeah.
read at length.
Curious.
So I
Yeah.
have a memory of like an image of like being like Saint Admiral or like Saint Henry's or like some kind of like historic or like Admiral James, like historic name to this quote assisted living center off of the dock. And it was navy colored in white writing, like very clear. And his son was like, "What do you mean there's so much history here? Why aren't you proud to live there? Like, why aren't
Yeah.
you grateful?" So I was like, "Okay, I need to go check this place out." So I was said, "Okay, thanks." And I like, made a left and I went down the dock to look at this place. And I walked in, it was like through a door and it
Mhm.
was covered under a roof. And under that roof was a dock area. It was like again, picture like wood. like a pier
Yeah, I got
that
you.
went straight, and then it made like almost like an L shape. Okay.
Okay.
You could go straight, and then you had to make a right to continue walking down that pier. And then off of that pier jetted off 4 or 5 little dock areas to the left or right. So if you can picture a pier in real life, like where a boat would dock,
Gotcha.
you know,
I'm here. I'm
like a
there.
6 to 10
Yeah.
foot dock area.
Yeah.
But off at the end of those dock areas was like a showcase that you would see in a museum with a plaque. And it had
Mhm.
like here, here is for an example, like the Constitution, the US Constitution, like a plaque. And then you could lift
Gotcha.
up like a glass, what looked like the top of a desk when you were like a student. You know how your desktop lifted up
Yeah, and that's
and the
kind of
pencils
like
went in
yeah.
and stuff. So you lifted that top up, and that's where like the historic artifacts were. And
It was
then
like glass covering it though,
yeah,
so you
yeah,
couldn't like
and
touch
then there was
it.
like something to read that corresponded with like the item. So
Gotcha.
I walked in, and then I went to the right, and that was like the first thing I saw. And it was a bunch of like 3 big like seashells and conch shells. And I was reading this plaque. Mind you, I couldn't read the words in my dream. So that's why I was like, huh.
Mhm.
I didn't read the words, but I knew, and what I was looking at corresponded to like,
You just like literally knew what it was.
yeah, I
Like
was
your
like
mind
in it,
knew
and
what
I was
you were
like,
reading.
"Oh my god, this corresponds to, like, my family." Like, I had, like, a tie to it, like, my family
Gotcha.
history somehow, like an ancestor or
Yeah.
something. It was like big old conch shell, that's all it was. Um, and then something reached out of the water and grabbed my ankle, a hand reached out of the water and grabbed my ankle. And for those of you Harry Potter fans, or if Jane, if you know this, it was like the part in Harry Potter where Harry Potter and Dumbledore go to get destroy the one Horcrux in the cave, and like a bunch of hands like kind of reach up out of the water. Ankle, okay.
Sorry. Go
So
ahead.
they grab my
I also
ankle.
apologize, guys. It's storming so bad at my house right now, so I apologize for any of the thunder. But go ahead, hey.
Oh, I can't. We can't hear it. I don't think. Um, that's perfect though, because it's spooky.
Right, right? I love it.
So they grab my ankle. Mind you, I don't flinch. Okay, I'm not
Mhm.
scared. I don't do anything. I was like, oh, I was like a little surprised.
Oh,
And then,
hello.
but there were like, and it was a ghost, and there were like 5 other old people ghosts under this roof at the same time, as
Oh,
if they
okay.
were just chilling there with me. I was not scared at all. And they were just like, oh, like they like slapped the hand away from me. And then the hand like came up again and grabbed me, but then didn't take me under the water, and it went away. And then this woman comes up out of the water, and she's like, they're basically like, oh, this, I don't know what her name was, but she was like the oldest ghost to like chill in that area. And she was like
Yeah.
200 plus years old.
Okay.
And they're like, she doesn't show herself much. And so she showed herself to me, and she said, I have been here for over 200 years, and I eat the same boring thing every day. It's
Oh,
figs and like crackers or water. I remember figs very clearly. It was like very boring, like very bland. Um, so I felt this reason like, um, I actually made a note actually that when I woke up from this that it was something like 203 or 207 years, not just 200. But she feels like she was stuck there. So basically, like I felt like in my dream internally that it was my job to free her. There's She felt like she'd be freed. Okay, so
hmm.
there is 3 outcomes. Okay, so she feels like I'm her descendant, and that's why she showed herself to me, and I was like the only one. Like she had to show herself to a descendant. Okay,
Hmm.
and like only a descendant can free her. The
Gotcha.
other way was that she wants to like possess my body, because the only way she can like escape is to possess the body of a descendant. And I was like the first one to show themselves, like a bloodline.
Yes.
The third one was that I was eating something that at that time that was like attracting her, because all she eats is like figs and crackers.
Gotcha.
So it was either like a very like interesting like smell, or she like enjoyed the scent of me. I don't know. So my next goal was to go to the library and start looking up her lineage. And then I woke up. so I never got to free her. Um, so
Okay. You have things that you're looking that you're going to tell us about because I got things to say.
yeah, so but
I'm sorry. I
I
got my
remember,
I
but the
googled
thing is, I remember from my interpretation that, or not interpretation, when I woke up, I was like, the name lineage was your name, either Jaynee Castile or Jaynee Peters. But I think this is because I woke up and I was so excited to tell you about this dream that okay, ready? So
things.
there's different things. Okay, so
I'm
dreaming
sorry.
about seeing a ghost. This is my
Yeah.
dreamsymbolism.com. If you dreamed about seeing a ghost, such a dream might be a sign of emotional distress you've been undergoing lately. Maybe the things bothering you are not big issues, but might have some mystic attributes to them. Sometimes it's also a sign of isolation from society. Totally accurate with COVID. Um,
Facts, facts, facts.
so there was other, so my dream symbolism.com, if you like want to dive deeper into it, there was like dreaming about a ghost choking you, dreaming about being frightened by a ghost, or dreaming about not being afraid by a ghost, which I was not fearful at all during my dream.
Mhm.
So if you saw a ghost in your dream and you weren't frightened by the sight of it, such a dream might indicate receiving some good news soon. Maybe you will hear some pleasant announcement, which will bring you happiness and joy.
I agree with that. I know that.
And I also looked up,
I also feel like, can I say something real quick?
yeah,
Um, that like dreaming of a ghost can be so blank page, I want to say.
mhm,
Like you could dream about like a loved one as a ghost that has passed, but
mhm.
I also feel like you can dream about a ghost who is a ghost.
Yeah,
Like
so
the
I
ghost that you don't
didn't, just
know.
for the record, there was probably about 6 quote ghosts in my dreams. I did not
Gotcha.
recognize this older one. I did not recognize, mind you, I encounter probably
No, and that's
20 some old people a day that I who
yes.
entrust me with their lives. So I see a lot of older people a day
Yeah,
that
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah, yeah.
love dearly, who I haven't yet committed their names and faces together to my memory, but I really appreciate them. So
Oh,
that's
for sure, for
probably who
sure.
they were. So the next thing I looked at was interpreting a peer in your dream. So to
Mhm.
dream of a peer represents a positive outlook about uncertainty in your future. So that kind of ties with the last thing I said. Um, so it's a symbol you might see when you feel upbeat about moving or a new beginning, like with a new job.
Yeah,
Negatively, a peer may represent your hope for death or something bad to happen before you ever have to face a problem. So
oh
basically,
damn.
hoping, yeah. It may also reflect a naive sense of hopelessness or hopefulness. I'm sorry. So basically,
Very good.
feeling hopeful about a future situation that you are uncertain of working out perfectly. Which is kind of the story of my life. So.
I
And
looked
also,
up
lastly, I will say, lastly, many religions, I always like to kind of tie in a Christian aspect to it if I can.
yeah,
Have holy water. Basically, water holds a precedence in a lot of like religions and Christian faith. Myths and legends also portray water to have a very close connection with the spiritual realm. So basically, that like water holds a close connection to spirits and religion, like whether it's used for
gotcha.
blessing or baptism or things like that.
So while we were talking about your things that you looked up about it, I don't know, I feel like you dream a lot about like water because you live by the beach, so that's probably why.
Right. Well, this is the first time I've
So
actually chose to like interpret water because I usually don't.
yeah, that's what. So I looked this up, and this is from everydayhealth.com, and it says a large body of water could symbolize deep emotions, while walking the rain could suggest like cleansing. Like it doesn't like I wasn't going like deep into it, so
Right.
and I felt like the large body of water could symbolize deep emotions. With your last dream about like the whale, because like the
Oh.
whale needs deep emotion, or not, the whale does not need deep emotions, the whale needs deep water.
Oh yeah, I can definitely see that.
So I feel like that one like kind of went back to your last dream.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I don't know how much is because I live by water. I'm usually by it like multiple times, but
So the next one, I tried literally looking up Fig Newton dreams.
Oh.
because I've loved Fig Newtons so much.
Ugh. I
And
thought about fig Newtons actually. So what did you
it's
find?
such a random thing that I used to love, and I now want a Fig Newton in my life.
Mm, mm, mm.
I found nothing about Fig Newtons.
No.
But I did find things about figs. This is also from globe-views.com.
Mm-hmm.
If you had a dream about a fig tree with
Mm-hmm.
its fruits, it's a good sign. Such a dream forbodes excellent health and prosperity. But anyways, so thank you guys so much for checking out episode 12. We're almost out of our preteen years, and we're gonna
Cool.
pack away that glitter. Um, if you guys can follow us on WTF Did I Dream Last Night on Twitter and Instagram. Send us your dreams so we can talk to you about them at WTF Did I Dream Last Night at gmail.com. And thank you guys so much for listening.
Yeah.
If you guys have Apple Podcasts, can you review us, guys? We'd greatly appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for listening.
Yep.
And until next time, happy dreaming.
Bye.